Come on. Hi, everyone. I'm just setting up. Give me a moment. I know it's not common to see me here, but I did this for a lot of people who can't make it through the week. So just give me a moment. I'm trying my best. Hi, everyone. I'm live on a Sunday, right? Yeah, a lot of people said that it's hard for them to catch me through the week. So I decided to go live on a Sunday for you guys who can't catch me during the week. So just bear with me. If you do want a reading, you can make your way over to the description box to see how to pay or get in on this. I'm just setting up. But in the meantime, if you do want to, you can go to the description box. And remember, guys, that if you are American or, any other currency than Canadian, you should be paying less, or you should be paying a different price. Okay? Let's say, for example, you're American. You should be paying less than 25. Okay? It's 25 on my receiving end. Hope that makes sense. Just setting up. If you want to go and get in on that, you would be one of the firsts. So, sorry. I know I'm a bit all over the place. I'm looking at the chat now. I'm just getting into the chat. Hi, Shay, Mona Lisa. Hi, Savani. Hi, Apples. Hi, JDub. I just thought yesterday how I wished I could do. I know. I did get a lot of messages about that. Like, like I'm at work. I can't get in on the reading. You should go live on a weekend. So that's what I'm doing today. But bear with me. I'm just heading over to PayPal right now. I'm just heading over to PayPal, and I will go down through the list, guys. Just bear with me. Sorry. How's everyone doing? Let me know where you're watching from. You guys can talk to me. If you're not able to purchase a reading, it doesn't have to be that you can't talk to me. You can talk to me. You can, say what you want to say, or, if you have a question to ask other than obviously like a reading, you can ask me. Okay, I've already got somebody, so just give me a moment. I'm going over there, guys. Okay, I've got Moonbox. Okay. Oh, the other thing, guys, is please put your questions within the payment box, okay? That's going to make it a lot easier for me than if I have to go through the chat. Hi, beautiful, I just paid but didn't add my question. Should I add it here? Yes. Yelina, can you write me just so I make sure, because I do have a lot of like sometimes strange people popping up on this chat. Can you tell me the first name of what you paid under? What you paid under, because I don't know who this is. Just tell me what your name is that you submitted through PayPal. I just want to really make sure. Okay, perfect. Yeah, put your question, Yelina. And then I've got Cania. Canisia's next. So right now I'm dealing with Yelina, then Canisia's next. And I will often go into, the rundown so you know where you are, okay? I'm just gonna put that over here. Now let me get into my cards. So Spirit, we are going to make sure that anybody who is choosing to book a reading today, we are gonna make sure that they are receiving the messages that they need to hear, not the messages they want to hear, okay? And we are gonna bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Sorry also, guys, that I can't, you know, like schedule these types of things so you know ahead of time. My life is not built that way. There's often a lot of times where I have to kind of just, you know, like cancel things. I just don't want to do that to you guys. So what I do is I just rely that, you know, whoever is, you know, is here and available gets the reading. You know, whoever's supposed to get in will get in. So I'm just waiting for you, Yelina. You are first. Then we've got Cania, and then we've got Cheng, okay? Can I call you, Yelina, as well, too, as I adjust you with the reading? Please submit your question as soon as possible. And you don't need to provide me with too much, like allow me to work for the money. But okay, here we go. I have a man I connected with recently, an older man, and I am wondering if he's my future spouse and if he will come back and if he is worth my time. He just cut the connection. Okay, Lenny, okay. So let's bring forth the messages that Lenny needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Talk to us about this man that she just connected with recently. She wants to know if it's a future spouse, if he's worth her time, and also if he'll come back. What does she need to know about this? Yeah, this is not over. Not with a Wheel of Fortune, okay? Definitely not over. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. You got a lot of interesting cards here. Let me just get them out before I speak. I often get very excited. Okay. Just a FYI to anybody who's also watching, make sure that you are on standby if you can, so that I can ask you questions. First thing I want to ask you before I start reading, does this person have a wife or an ex-wife? Do they have an ex-wife? Your person will not be allowed to be staying away from you. They won't be allowed to stay away from you, because what's going to haunt them is, yes, ex-wife. Okay, I see it here. You impacted them. The meeting, the connection, it was too strong to kind of forget about, okay? And with the Wheel of Fortune, you know, kind of crazy. You know, Wheel of Fortune is one of those cards for me, just like the Justice. When I see it, I can see there's a past life here. Not only that, it's clarified by a Six of Cups, which is a past life lover. Your connection was too strong to dissipate, and I'm seeing like unfinished business, okay? They will come back, that tells me that, but I think they need to sweat you a bit, okay? There needs to be space, so what I will say is do not contact them. Allow this person to come back when they want to, because it's gonna be the best way for that to happen. I feel like if you push, or if you could change the timeline, because as of now, in this moment, the timeline does show that they will be coming back. Very attracted to you. Very attracted to you. You kind of lit something up inside them that they didn't feel before with someone. You kind of made them come alive. But I want to be very honest here. You know, you're asking about, is this person worth your time? This is where I feel like it becomes a little fuzzy. I do see the possibility to get together, but it doesn't look like a straight path. So as a reader, with my responsibility, as you know, I have a responsibility to tell you that it could be a rocky road. It could be a bumpy road. Do you want to, like, you have to ask yourself what you're willing to do here, because this is not a straight path to this. Yeah, you could definitely be someone that they have a future with, but it's not going to be a straight path. So I'm not necessarily talking about time frames. I'm talking about like maybe even mixed signals, okay? What looks like mixed signals. But not only that, this person has some chaos in their life that they have to work through in order to bring you in. The universe is not going to allow you, which this tells me you're also being protected. They're not going to allow you to come into this person's life unless they put out a few fires in their own life. But to answer your question, yeah, they will be back because they're not going to be able to forget you. The feeling, won't dissipate. They will miss you. But even if they come back, it's not like, okay, they come back and then we're just on our journey together. It could be a bit of a rocky road. So it's a bit of like, it's a bit of a difficult one here. Give me more on this connection long term. Give me more on this connection long term. I guess what I'm saying here is you have to ask yourself what you're willing to kind of put up with, because this is not a straight path down the aisle, okay? This person has some stuff in their life they have to, I feel like, deal with before you can enter. And you want it that way, okay? You're going to want it that way. You don't want to get with this person, marry them, and then you're dealing with their junk with them, okay? So Spirit is not allowing that for you. So you are being protected. And this is just another one of those things that I tell you guys about. When it looks like what you are being rejected, you're actually being protected, okay? Give me more on this situation long term. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Eva. I'll get to you guys. Give me more long term. Ooh, roll the dice. Take a chance, risk, leap of faith, strategy. Now this is crazy because look, strategy right here, right? Leap of faith, take a chance right here. Look what's on the bottom. Didn't I say this? Didn't I say something about unfinished business? Like it's not over. I thought I said that at the beginning with the Wheel of Fortune. Like this is not over yet. So this is one of those things that could kind of irritate you, like in a reading, because you want me to say what I have to say. Like you want the answer from me, but Spirit's saying you're literally rolling the dice on this one. You're rolling the dice. I think there's definitely a timeline for you to be together, be a wife, maybe even potentially be a mother. But it's not a straight path to that. And I'm going to say another thing here that I feel like I can with this kind of connection that I'm seeing here. Sometimes these kind of connections where it's like, it's strong. Sometimes you are rolling the dice. It's not really like a basic type of thing where it's just like, like practical and predictable. Sometimes with these types of high intense connections, especially past life, you are rolling the dice. So I'm not surprised by this. I'm not surprised by this, Yelina or Lenny. Not. So yes, they will come back, but I do have to be very honest with you. As far as if you're wasting your time, you will have to make that decision. But just relax, live your life. If anyone else comes around, that you like, don't put your life on hold. Is there a future timeline? Absolutely, I see it here. But the reason why this thing could be on hold is because that person has some stuff, like there's chaos. There's some sort of chaos that they have in their life right now, which is not allowing, and I think your spirit guide is protecting you. They're not going to allow you to be in this person's life right now. Okay? So you are being protected, okay? So you are with the Hermit also going to grow in this connection, but I like that the Ace of Pentacles is sitting on there because there's definitely a doorway. There's an opportunity here, but people have free will, and I would say pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to how you feel. throughout this connection, and you make a decision whenever you feel like guided to. It doesn't mean that just because there's a potential here that you have to be with them. And it doesn't also mean that this person will be your last bus. Okay? Absolutely not. Okay? Okay, give me a moment, guys. Okay, I'm on Cania, then it will be Cheng, then it will be Ka, then it will be Eva, and then it will be Ella. Okay? I'm moving on to Cania. Hi, Chitra. I want to ask about my love life. Been feeling discouraged. Where is he? Okay, so let's bring forth the messages that Cania needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Love life. What's going on? She's feeling a little discouraged. She wants to know where her person is. Ooh. Interesting. You're welcome, Yelina. Yes, I agree, Melanie. Okay, perfect. Okay, I just want to make sure when you say, where is he? You don't have someone in mind, right? Before I speak on what I see, I just want to make sure. Oh, yeah, that's a lot going on, Yelina. Cania, I just want to make sure when you said he, you don't have someone in mind, right? Like you don't know the he you're talking about, right? You're just speaking generally. Okay. Your person is showing up right here. I'm actually getting a little peek into their life right now. The reason why they haven't showed up right now is because they're actually making their way out of a very toxic relationship, okay? They're making their way out of a toxic relationship. And listen, I'm going to say it. It could be divorce, but it could just be a serious relationship. Now, interesting enough, I don't think you're going to have to do anything or, go out of your way to meet this person. I don't feel like I'm being guided to say, okay, you need to go out more. You may actually meet online, okay? I think this person will be brought towards you online, and I'm not getting like online dating. I'm not getting that. I'm getting actually like more of a social profile, not the dating website. Now, you are also growing in the meantime until he's ready for you. He's actually looking for something deeper, but by the time he meets you, you'll already be there. So would you say that you're on a spiritual journey? Like, would you say that at this point in your life that you're on a spiritual journey, like you're going within to find yourself? Because I'm also seeing with the Hermit here, you're not allowed to be with anybody. You're not allowed to be with anybody right now. They're not going to bring anybody. If they do, you'll see right through them and you'll be like, ugh, no, absolutely not. Okay. No one of a match is going to come in the meantime. I actually sometimes with people in their readings, I can see a few people you need to meet before your person. I don't see you meeting anybody before you meet this person. You're actually being primed and prepped for them, just like as they are with for you. But you're not going to be dating anybody before they come in. And wow, hold on here. Okay, I don't know where this is going right now, but they want to talk about your progress. your progress. You're doing really well. Would you say that there were aspects of your life that you used to kind of live under an illusion about? I don't know what this is. Like, I don't even know what this is. Like, they're showing me that you used to live under some sort of, it's like the veil is lifting. You're seeing things more clearly, like about yourself and your life, and you're getting down to business. You're getting down to business about it. And you're doing fabulously. They're also saying right now you cannot have anyone distracting you. You have to get yourself ready for this person, just as they are with the King of Pentacles getting ready for you. You see that World card? This is also talking about coming full circle. So something needs to get wrapped up for the both of you before there's success in meeting. And I'm going to tell you another thing. This guy, when you meet him, you're going to be kind of flabbergasted that a lot of the same things you guys, you know, it's the same thing. Whatever, like, when you guys start getting to know each other and you start talking about, like, I don't know, your traumas or whatever, it's going to be similar. Lots of maybe even family issues, but like similar, like, what, really, you too? Like, that's weird, you know? Same things. There's going to be a lot of mirroring. But with that Tower, this is coming out of nowhere. Like, I can't prepare you for meeting this person. It will come out of nowhere. And it will be spiritual love. Wow, you guys are going to be a little freaked out about it at first, though. You might not trust it because it will be intense. Give me more about this connection, because we do see someone here. So now I can talk about, I can ask, you know, if I didn't see anybody, I wouldn't say it, but I see people. I see a person, sorry. So let me find out more about this. Ooh, we got another roll the dice. Take a chance, risk, leap of faith, strategy. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting, but it's another one of those things, like, we all have free will, but even though this connection scares the shit out of us, we're going to choose to go through with this. And I actually feel like, as opposed to the person I just read before, who I felt like it's a 50-50, this one I feel like you guys are going to go for it. You'll be like, you know what, I'm going for this. This connection may at times scare the sh out of me, but I'm going to go for it. Give me more. Friends, acquaintance, trust, support, and loyalty. So this is really beautiful, because this talks about you guys having the capability of being friends. And no, not everybody you get with is going to be your friend. No. And 80% of people out there who are married to each other, they can't tell you that their wife or their husband's their best friends. No. A lot of people will say, actually, it feels more like an enemy. But you will be able to have trust and support and loyalty within this connection. Not something you were able to maybe feel so much before. But I think you guys are going to be in the space to be able to have that. And it does take working on oneself, right? More. One more. Oh. Reunion. Reconciliation. Second chance. Back together. I miss you. You see the way they're looking at each other? They know each other. They know each other. There will be a knowing. They will look at you and be like, my God, this person is perfect for me, but I know them from somewhere. And it may sound a bit weird. Like, he may start saying things like, you know, like, I feel like I know you from somewhere. I'm not saying he's going to know you from a past life, but you've been together before. You've been together before. So listen, to wrap up this reading, there's somebody out there for you. You have to somehow come to some sort of peace that, even though it's taking long, you know, and things will take long. You know, I'm currently trying to manifest something right now. I'm on year 5, okay? It hasn't come through, but I can feel it. I can see it. Work on that. Keep your mind on that. Keep your heart on that, that you can feel it. You're doing all this work for something. You know, you're going to be rewarded. But sometimes good things take time. And I feel like your person right now is trying to get themselves out of a very toxic situation. But sometimes we don't get somebody in these spreads, and then I have to give the bad kind of news. I mean, it's not bad news. It's just at that moment, you know, Spirit doesn't want to tell you about anybody, but I do have someone here. But they are in a moment, they are in, you know, you're not ready to meet them right now. They have to do a lot of changes. They have to take a lot of chances, takes a lot of risks, make a lot of moves. You know, they have with the 10 of Cups, things they need to end in their life. Things that with the Devil may not be so good for them. You know, codependency, whatever it may be. I'm not going to go to addictions because I don't feel like this guy has addictions. Okay? So just keep doing your thing, Canicia, because they're telling me you're doing a great job. You're really doing a great job at, you know, not settling, okay? Focusing on oneself and not just going out with riffraff or accepting crap, okay? You have to keep that vision alive that there is somebody perfectly, you know, that's going to suit you. Like, you know, and you're becoming a new you. So this is a very beautiful spread, but this is definitely someone you've been together before with, okay? Who will be a lover, but also a friend. And I think you definitely are going to, you guys are going to both roll the dice. You will roll the dice, and it's going to be exciting, okay? Beautiful. You're welcome. You are very welcome. Give me a moment, guys. Just going down the list again. Okay, I'm on Chang, then it's Ka, then it's Eva, and then it's Ella, okay? So this is JDub. Okay, we'll call you JDub. Can I get a reading on my career and love at this time if it comes through? Okay. So let's bring forth the messages that JDub needs to hear, not the messages. I'm assuming you're a she. Are you a she? Anyways, messages that they need to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Talk to us about career and love. Talk to us about, oh, it was just, I just looked at my clock, it's 12:12. Career and love, what's happening here? Ooh, what's going on here? Okay, I have a question for you. Career-wise, are you thinking of stepping away from something? It's either you're stepping away from something or nothing's happening. And there is stuff about love, but I want to go to career first. Because I feel like here there's a ton of self-reflection happening with you right now. Like you're thinking a lot about like where you want your life to be, which direction you're moving in. You know, really like, what do I want for myself? You know, because I don't know if you're not happy. Okay. I see you moving forward, and career-wise, this is out of wherever you are. Now, it doesn't really show me where you're headed, but it does show me that you will end up somewhere where you feel like it's a perfect fit. I'm also getting something around appreciation. I want to be appreciated for what I do. And listen, this is a real thing. Do not believe anybody who starts talking about that's not life. Excuse me. Yeah, that's my reality. I'm going to do my work, and I'm not going to let anyone dictate how much I make or tell me what my worth is. And I want to be in a career that I'm happy to go to every day. Okay. This is kind of what I see around you. Like something is just not feeling right anymore. There's a shift. And whether that be that it's you start doing your own thing, I don't know what it is, because they're not really focusing on where you're going to go. They're like, don't even worry about that. We've got you. You made the decision. You feel the way you feel. Let us take care of the rest. Now, oh, hi, Yeshika. Yes, I still am. Just showed up here. I've only been on for 30 minutes. Something's not feeling right anymore. But guess what? You're supposed to feel like this at this time. Okay, you're supposed to be feeling like this at this time. You've got major arcana right here. So at this point in your life, you actually were supposed to go through this. So there's nothing like random about it. You need to know that there's nothing random about this right now, this time in your life, career-wise. But whether that be that you do something on your own, like, or work for someone, like, it doesn't matter. We're gonna take care of, just make the decision. But I also have to say, please do not ever make any decisions based off of a tarot reading. I don't care how accurate it feels like it is. I'm not saying up and quit your job tomorrow. I'm just saying work at this, meditate on it, and look around, okay? But I don't know what you do for a living, but I feel like it's a little bit cutthroat. It's a bit like competitive. It's just not your style anymore. I feel like you want something a little bit more peaceful and a little bit more with the temperance. I don't know. I just feel like if I'm you, I want something more beautiful. I don't know how to explain it. Like more beautiful, like the atmosphere needs to be more beautiful. Something along those lines. So listen, you need to know that you have a lot to offer in career, okay? But heavy decisions are coming for you, okay? So just mentally prepare for that, you know? Less stressful, exactly. That you took the words out of my mouth. But big, with the lovers, big decisions are going to be coming soon. But can you prepare in the meantime? They're asking you, start dabbling, start exploring, start exploring. This talks about planting a seed. They actually tell me you have a lot of talents. You have a lot of talents. You're starting to see that you're a very talented person. You're starting to see that there's maybe a world of opportunity that goes outside of what you've just been in. So start planting a seed, because when the time comes where you just can't take it anymore, you don't have to worry because you got something else to fall back on. You're trying? Well, that's all they're asking you to do. That is all they're asking you to do. Now, love is here, okay? Love is here. Love is here. And whenever I see a 4 of Wands, this is like a soul tribe. This is soulmate. This is not karmic. I'm sorry. Queen of Pentacles. You're gearing up for that as well. And there's going to come a time in your life in the future, in the near future, where it's going to be a lot of things going on. Changes. Maybe that person comes in as you're making changes. But what's beautiful about this is that that person's going to actually help you make changes. They may not tell you what to do with their words, but just by their presence being there, this will help you to make the changes you need. Like supportive. They're supportive. You know what I mean? Someone just walked into my life. They did? Interesting, because I don't know if that's them, because the Queen of Pentacles talks about this is long term. Is this the person that just walked into this person's life? Oh my God. Oh, okay. Maybe. Yeah, we have a Knight of Cups here. Yeah, maybe that's them. But I don't want to give the seal on the seal of the deal, or the stamp of approval. I don't want to say that. It could be, but it's just weird because you said they just walked in, like we've got somebody here. Give me more on this romantic relationship. Give me more on this romantic relationship here. Give me more. Fated meeting. Meant to be, destiny, predetermined, and encounter. So I guess let me ask you a question. Did you meet them in a very, I don't know if that always means that actually. I don't know if with the fated meeting, does it have to be that it was unique the way it came in? I don't know. Yeah, this is predetermined, just like your career. You know, when I said that your career, there was something I feel like you were supposed to be doing this or dealing with this at this time. Yeah, this person just appeared. I have someone. I'm married. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna be really honest with this. Oh, new love. Okay, before I saw this card, oh, soulmate. Okay, before I saw this, I'm gonna tell you what I was gonna say. I don't feel like this is the person you're with right now. You know, I don't know how you're gonna accept that or how you'll take it. I'm not saying it's this new person either at the same time. Let me be very clear, but this is, okay, if this was the person you're with right now, I don't know why it would say new love. And with the Queen of Pentacles, I did feel like I said that this was, I feel like down the line, because Queen of Pentacles, it kind of gives you that kind of energy of down the line, down the road. I don't know. But listen, this also doesn't have to be that you break up with the person you're with right now. People can come into our lives to help us make decisions just by being there, the presence. They're called catalysts, but they can also be soulmates too. So you've got a very interesting reading here with a lot of very, details. And just an FYI to anybody who's watching right now, I will never delete these lives. These are your readings that you pay for. You can come back and watch them as much times as you want. And I think with you, JDub, you're going to have to watch this again because there's a lot of intricacy here and a lot happening that is more than I can explain for like a live reading. You get where I'm going? So you have a lot to think about, but at the same time, I'm not saying that so that you sit there and worry. Live your life. Like I said, there's something very predetermined about all of this. Like it would have happened regardless if you had the reading or not, okay? But just like be patient with everything and don't feel like you have to go out of your way to do things or, oh my God, I have to control this. Don't get into that energy, okay? Wow. That was a lot. That was a lot. And you will definitely have to rewatch this. I feel so. Okay. Give me a moment, guys. I'm just going back. Okay. I am going now to Ka, apples. And then it's Eva, then Ella, then Janet. Then again, we've got Yelina, I believe, and then Yeshika, and then Drishti. Okay? So let me go over here. Apples. What does my love life look in the next 6 months, especially indicators of significant months? I don't know how I feel about the months. I can try to get maybe seasons, but I don't like time frames. Because remember, energy is always changing and you make 1,000 decisions in a day that affect the outcome of tomorrow. So just, I'm a little hesitant on that, but I will definitely look into your love life. Now, let's bring forth the messages that apples, don't worry about it if I'm calling you that, okay? Spirit knows who I'm talking to. Let's bring forth the messages that Apple needs to hear, not the messages. I'm assuming you're a she, wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Love life, next 6 months. And please be on standby. Okay, good. So I can call you a she. Perfect. Oh, thank you, Natalie. Or is it Nathalie? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Next 6 months, love. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. Now, I have to confirm something with you. Are you into men or are you into women? Just answer that before, and just write like man or woman. Like, what are you into? Are you into men or are you into women? Just write man or woman, and then I'll know before I speak. Both. Okay. Who left your life? Who left your life? They're telling me someone's still on your heart. There's someone still on your heart. I do have someone, but before I speak about her, someone's still on your heart. Oh, Natalie. Okay, perfect. Someone's still on your heart. I think you're working through that. I think you're working through that. I don't know who this is. I feel like there's someone still on your heart. There's someone you still think about. This is interesting, actually, also here. Hold on, let me look at this. Six of Swords. A man left. Yeah, I see that here. You might be, give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Can you turn that heat down? I'm dying, or I'll just open a window. Someone, there's heat coming out. I can hear it. It's too hot in here for me. I'm gonna open a window. I feel like you're coming into a time frame where in the next 6 months, you might be actually juggling more than one person. You might be juggling more than one person. I've got some offers, like multiple offers. I don't know how you feel about that. Yeah, you're correct about someone who is still on my mind or heart, but I'm working on letting him go. Okay, I think you are gonna let this person go, but I'm getting some energy here, like a busy energy. I want you to be very careful within the next 6 months of how many people you allow in. I'm not really even getting the people, like what they look like, if it's a man, if it's a woman, if it's a man and a woman, or if it's 2 men, 2 women. But I feel like here, you might be like juggling more than one person in the next 6 months. And I don't know why you kind of would be doing that. I don't know if we're trying to keep our options open, or, you know, maybe it's not that serious. But these people that I feel like you, they could get hurt. They could end up getting hurt, okay? I've got a woman here who there's gonna be an attraction, but I feel like this woman might resist it a bit towards you because maybe this is her first time feeling something like this. But I've got an opportunity to be with a woman, okay? I don't know who the other person is. I don't think it even matters. I just feel like be very careful with the strategizing to kind of keep 2 things going, because I mean, let's be real, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to carry 2 connections, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know how serious they may be. I don't know if one's serious, the other one's not so serious, but I'm getting this feeling like, I don't know, I'm having fun, but I'm also keeping options quite open. But you could really fall for a woman coming in, okay? The problem with her, though, is she's a bit rigid. You're more loving. She's a little bit more rigid. And I guess I want to kind of say as well to, like, be on guard because, you know, you could fall in love. You could fall in love. Give me a moment, guys. I just have to, like, get somebody to turn off this heat because I have a light box on me and I get really too hot. Does that make sense to you? Like, I don't know. Spirit's kind of saying, like, you may want to move forward with many different options, but it's like you gotta be, like, don't strategize. Don't strategize. Don't kind of maybe even do maybe what was done to you. Maybe you're going to be kind of like, I am getting that sense, I'm not going to lie, that you may be having some fun, but it's not going to be fun to the people that you are doing this with. Yeah, I fall in love very easily. Yeah, I just see you like having a little too much fun, but I don't think the people that you are doing this with are going to appreciate it, because they may end up feeling like having feelings, and then you're kind of stuck with not knowing what to do. Give me more on this person, this love life of apples. What does she need to know next 6 months? You tend to friend zone people? Oh man. So I'm really picking up on your energy then, huh? Because like you guys sometimes are picking the best words for me that I can't find. And that's kind of what I felt like. I was saying have fun, but you're saying friend zone. I used to be polarist, but it's something I'm stepping away from. Give me more on the love life next 6 months. Yeah, magnetic attraction. So alluring, we've got lust, we've got irresistible, and we've got flirting. There's going to be a ton of that, you know, and I think you will be attracted to more than one person at the same time. Let's do one more. Social media, online dating, spying, networking. I don't know. Maybe you're meeting them online. I don't know. We'll do one more. Ghosted. Disappear, silence, ignore, and rejected. I think you're going to be doing this. I think you're going to be doing this to them. I think they're going to feel ghosted by you. Or to some level rejected or ignored, or I don't know. I just don't feel like you can give your full self, because this is like a balancing act, right? But I've got for sure two. And then I've got with the 7 of Swords strategy. Can you not respond? But do you have the heat on? Jesus Christ, why don't you put it on? Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. And listen, this may go past 6 months. You know, you're giving me the time from a 6 months. This may be a little after that. You know, I don't really like the whole time frame thing, because it's energy. And this could be something that, yeah, maybe it starts in the next 6 months, but it goes on for a longer time. I just feel like you're going to be attracting a lot of people to you. There will be magnetic attractions. And I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like the space that you're in is more about having fun, but these people are getting attached. Look out for this woman, because she's going to be very attracted with the Ace of Wands, but she's going to hold herself back, okay? She's going to hold herself back. She is going to feel like, see this Strength card? Like she's taming herself. Like this lion represents her attraction to you, but she's going to try to tame it. And she will give mixed signals, but you, because you're very intuitive, will feel her attraction. Be very slow and patient with her. I would not really come on strong, because that could scare her away, because I think you're going to like her too, but okay. I have Rahu and Venus, my first house, in my chart, so options aren't a shortage for me. Well, that's good. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you, okay? Lots of action. Don't worry about the person that has left. You will move on from them. Once you get going with these other connections, that other person will be like a thing of the past, okay? But I also want to put it on the table that they might come back as well too. And then you've got 3 people now, okay? You're dealing with. Yeah, absolutely discerning. Okay. So I am moving on to Eva. Then we've got Ella, then Janet, then Yelina, then Yeshika, then Drishti, then Garima. Okay. So let's go to Eva, and please be on standby. Hi, Chitra. Any messages from Spirit for me that I need to hear right now? I've had many changes in relationships, works, and even in myself, and wondering if I'm on the right track. I feel isolated and like I have no choice but to have faith. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, you always have choices, Eva, but that's always going to be the right choice is, to surrender. And, with the isolation, I feel you, listen, you're not going to be on a spiritual journey and not feel isolated. It's just, if you want to be in the matrix and join everyone else, then yeah, you'll have an abundance of, but will they be the quality of, people you want to be around or opportunities, quality of opportunities? No. So it comes with the territory. But I want you to know, even before I draw cards for you, Eva, is that you're never not on the right path. Just because things don't look good or things aren't going accordingly, you're always going to be on the right path, okay? So let's bring forth the messages that Eva needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Messages from Spirit that she needs to hear right now. You're welcome, apples. See that? You're being made to wait. That in itself is a test. I will tell you. Okay, you're building something huge right now with the 10 of Pentacles, okay? You're building something huge, like a huge foundation that requires a ton of patience. And, it's the magnitude of what you're creating that's causing the weight, okay? I don't know where Eva is. Oh, just hi, Clef Singer. You just follow in the description box how to do this. But is Eva here? Are you here, Eva? If you are, be on standby, or if not, you can always replay your reading. You are, I feel like there are a little bit of aspects that you're doing this kind of, I think at times you go about this in the wrong way. Is there a lot of sadness of what you've left behind? I feel like there's a lot of like wanting to go back to aspects of your life that the way that you were, like there's no going back. I'm going to say this because I'm not being given the full picture. They want me to tell you there's no going back for you. I don't know if you miss elements of your old life or your old you, the old you. There's no going back. There's no going back. You also need to know that you're right where you need to be. And, oh, wow. Okay, this is not my words. We're going to give you the information that you need when you need it. You will never miss anything. If it feels like right now you don't have the full puzzle, it's because you're not supposed to have the full puzzle. And I'm going to tell you another thing. If they were to lay out what you would have to go through to get to who you want to be, you wouldn't do it. Miss old friend, old life. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm seeing. I was just waiting for you to say it. That's exactly what I'm seeing. You're not going back. That's it. This is what you wanted. I don't know what it is you wanted. I don't know if it was a spiritual journey. I don't know if it was like a better you, better opportunities, but like we can't just get those things and not change ourselves. So, it's like the reason why you feel this way as well too is because you haven't hit that mark yet. You're not really there yet to kind of see, like you could be waiting for rewards, but we're not really fully there yet. So this is kind of normal. This is kind of normal to feel like this, but you with the Two of Swords is just, you want more downloads, you want more information, but you're not being given it. And I do feel like I'm hearing, the void. Do you feel like your spirit angels or, you know, the guidance has stopped? There's not much coming. It's because they want you to rely on yourself. You're going to have to make many decisions coming up, but with the Hermit, you will have to self-rely, okay? I'm trying to be as sympathetic with this message because I don't want it to sound like they don't want to hold your hand. I feel like they were trying to kind of guide you before, but they think you're ready enough to like start making the decisions on your own. This is why this Hermit's here, but also with the Judgment card. You're in a time of self-reflection, and with that Chariot, you will be making your own decisions. They feel confident that you know what you're doing. They don't feel like they need to be around. I'm not saying that they've left, but they don't feel like they need to guide you as much. They actually say, like, in their way, because they're not, you know, they don't have emotions, right? They're like very high level, you know, they're ascended to a different dimension, but they're like, what are you so worried about? You know, like, why? They don't understand why you're so worried. They're like, you're capable. You're so capable. Even with that King of Wands, you know, he's really good at making decisions. He can make decisions like, you know, he can take actions like, and he can feel very confident about it. It's like, don't wait for a sign. Like, do it. Do it. That's what I'm hearing. You look like you need one of these cards, because I'm seeing here, this is very much about, you know, spirituality here. You need one of these cards. But I also feel like you need one of these cards too. So just give me a moment. One card from this deck for Eva. Okay, that flew out. I'll take it. I'll take it. But it says empty promises. Like, things are stacking up. Like, the nothingness is stacking up. It's like, I don't know if you feel like you can't hear anything, but you feel like it's just, I don't know. You don't know where you're going. Now, I'm going to leave that there and I'm going to draw my own card. Yeah, but they also are saying that you could guide yourself now. Like, they look at you like you're a lot more accomplished than you look at yourself. They say you would make great decisions. Why are you waiting? That's what they say. That's what they're saying to me. Give me more. I'll just do one more. I want to choose the card. Overshares. Now that's interesting because, you know, she looks like she's getting her guidance, right? She's really happy. She's really excited. She's talking to someone. It can be, this is an oracle card. I can dissect it any way I want. And I feel like she's getting guidance from somebody. Okay, I'm just curious too. Are you also talking to people about this? Because that's not going to help you either. Oh, that's even maybe the readings and okay, listen. This could sound very harsh. Like, I'm telling you, your spirit guides, they're in higher dimensions. They don't give a F-U-C-K, I'm telling you. But they're actually even asking me to, like, asking you, like, what are you even, okay, I say this with a lot of sympathy, okay? Like, just have an open mind. Why are you even booking the reading? Why do you need the communication? Like, you can do this. You don't need anyone else's opinion or validation, or like, you can do this. I'm saying that with a lot of sympathy, okay? I know that can sound very mean, but I'm telling you, your guides and stuff, they don't look at stuff like that. They'll be straight up, you know? Let's get one card from here on just moving forward. Moving forward. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open. Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. You gotta, like, ride with the wind, honey. You gotta be an ever unfolding rose. Like, you gotta be, like, soaking everything up. Like, just soak it up, honey. And you are also, I feel like, moving into this situation where it's gonna be like, even if it looks like it's not happening, it's happening, but it's happening for me, not to me. But this girl on the card, she's like, let's go. Let's do this. You know, she's like, has her hair out. She's like, come on, let's go. Let's go. You know? You know why this feels like the way it does too, Eva, is because you are cracked open. That's why it feels the way it feels. It can feel very humbling, but it can feel very like bare, like vulnerable, you know? That's not gonna be the greatest feeling. Why do you think people out there choose not to do this work on themselves? Because it's easier not to, right? So you're one of the brave ones, just like I'm sure everybody else who's here is watching and has, I mean, listen, you're not gonna be guided to me or guided to my channel unless you're on a journey yourself. I just don't believe that because I talk about it when I read. I don't just talk about things in a mundane way. I talk about them in a way of evolving. So like I'm assuming and I know that all of you are on this journey. But it can feel like you're cracked open. And that's not the greatest feeling, you know, sometimes to feel, you know, it's just not because you become vulnerable. But they're saying there are better days ahead. This is temporary. This is not forever. But please, you have all the answers. You have them all. You don't need anything from anyone else or validation. I'm not saying if you are feeling down, you can't talk to somebody. I would never say that. But be careful who you are talking to because they're saying that you got to be very selective. Not everybody's going to understand what you're going through and they could give bad advice at times, okay? But just because you have no friends right now or you don't feel like you have anything going on does not mean that that's not coming for you. It does not mean that. Nothing is a last bus. Nothing is forever. It's all temporary. Listen, if you want me to just add something to you as well, you know, from my own life, I'm going through this right now too. I mean, I've got Soul Tribe members, but they're online in other countries, okay? I mean, I don't have anyone in person, you know, but it's okay. I'm enjoying myself until it's time, okay? So breathe, honey, breathe. Okay. Let's move on. You're welcome. Give me a moment, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna go down the list, guys. Okay, I'm moving to Ella. Ella is next. Then we've got Janet, then Yelina, then Yeshika, then Drishti, then Garima, then Bianca, and then Nat Hughes, okay? So let's go on to Ella. Hello, my question is, will I meet my future husband on my trip to Austria this June? Wow. That is really like specific. Make sure you are understanding what you're asking, okay? Because, you know, that's very specific, okay? So let's bring forth the messages that Ella needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Will Ella meet her future husband on her trip to Austria this June? This is what I'm talking about when I say keep yourself very open when you're asking these kind of questions, because I am not afraid to say what the cards say. Oh, hi Ray. Yes, you know what? I've actually gotten a lot of messages this past week from people who said the same thing as you, Ray. They said that they're getting a lot of guidance just from watching other people get their readings. So it's interesting. Okay, I want to be very honest with what I'm seeing here. It's not just what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing. I heard very clearly, you're not ready yet to meet your person. Okay, so June is like what, a month away, a month and a half away. They said you're not ready. I don't know if there's something that needs to be explored with another person first, or if there's something of a past hurt with someone else. So I can't tell if you have just recently ended something, or there's some sort of energy around a past guy who has, like, you know, it was very hurtful, or if there's someone else that you need to meet, but you're not ready emotionally right now, okay? Or in June to meet a husband. And I do see, okay, the good news is I see someone, but he's not popping up for June, okay? I'm really, like, sorry to say that. Something needs to be carried out with someone else. I have to ask another question as well, too. These thoughts about a partner, where are they exactly coming from as well, too? That's the other thing I'm hearing, too. Where are the thoughts on this marriage partner? Where are these coming from as well, too? I hope I'm making sense. Like, where is this coming from about, am I going to meet my husband in June? Like, where is this coming from? Where is the need to meet this person? Where is that coming from? I don't know. Are you there, Ella? Because I just feel like, okay, to answer your question, it's a no, but don't believe anything I say, you know? Like, if you don't want to accept this, you don't have to. You do not have to accept this whatsoever. You can still go on your trip, have great intentions, you know, put it out there. And, you know, if it's right and the timing is right, yeah, you can meet your person. So don't even worry about what I'm saying, but this is based upon what the cards are saying. And right now is not the time, according to the cards. There has to be something else worked out, whether that's a past hurt over another guy, or you need to, this is why I don't go live on a Sunday, because there's so much noise. I'm gonna have to close my window soon. But anyways, or there's another guy you need to meet before, but your husband's here. But emotionally, with the Eight of Cups, there's a few things that you need to go through. So I don't know how you feel about that. I don't know how you feel about that. Hopefully you were just asking the question, like, as casually, you know, casually asking the question. Hopefully you didn't have a lot of, you know, intense emotions around asking it. But let's just see what these cards say. You know, what does she need to know about love right now? Or, you know, meeting a partner, or, you know, like, because I do see a marriage partner here. I just don't feel like he's any time right now. But, you know, you speak, Spirit. Family, generations, children, and ancestors. Ooh, okay. More. Divine timing. Wrong timing, stalemate, perfect timing, and waiting. We'll do one more. Legal matters, justice, divorce, balance, and judgment. So interesting, because I felt like there was someone else. Like, you know, listen, don't take these oracle cards to heart. They are left for the reader to interpret them. When I saw the balancing of the scales, I felt like karmically there's someone else that needs to be experienced first before you can meet this person. Like, emotionally, you have to go through something. But give me more on this family card. Okay, listen, Ella, you're going to have a family, okay? There will be a chance with the Fool to have a new beginning. You know, and I think your ancestors or whoever walks with you is definitely trying to get you there. But there's someone else. I can't knock what I'm feeling. I can't discard of it. There's someone else you need to experience. So I think you've got some karmic debt or some sort of karma that needs to be worked out with someone else. But this is all for your benefit. So if you do something with this other person before you meet your person, this will better prepare you for your person, if that makes sense. kind of interesting you got the family card, because this is a family card and this is a family card. And you've been, I feel like, doing this, trying to work out this, you know, generations, you know, this origin, like you are working out something huge for your soul group by, I feel like, working on this karma. But you will have your happy ending. He's right here. And he's an older gentleman, and he's well established, and he's really balanced, you know, emotionally, okay? But you will also be emotionally balanced when you meet him as well too. 8 of Cups, you've got some more lessons to learn. But again, I want to say, do not listen to anything I'm saying. This is just for fun. Still go on your trip and have the best intentions, okay? Say, hey, universe, you know, if it's supposed to be, it will be, let it be, whatever. And, you know, go on your trip. Don't just be like, oh, Chitra said it's not going to happen, so I'm just going on the trip knowing it's not going to. Don't do that. Do not ever do that. But these cards solidify what I felt, that there was some sort of balancing, like karma balancing itself. Like, we need to balance something. And this could be even for future generations. Isn't that crazy? So whatever work you're doing with this other person before you meet this person will actually reflect upon future generations, even maybe your children. Isn't that wild? That is wild. Like, I love when it goes. I'm just going to close my window. I love when it goes there. I love when it gets like that. It becomes more like, you know, like deeper than, you know, an average reading. Because this is like, you're doing a lot. You're healing future generations by just, you know, doing the work. Now, I can't tell you much about what you'll experience with this other person, but something needs to be experienced, okay? And this person, whatever you go through with them, will give you the tools that you will need to move forward with this man, okay? Now, this man's the real deal. Very attractive, very, you know, just takes care of everything, you know, just like you can lay back, you know? This is beautiful. This man is beautiful, okay? He's responsible, and he, you know, is going to give you as much as he can. But something else has to be dealt with, okay? I can't knock the feeling. I feel it strongly. Now, again, will you meet him in Germany? I don't know that I'm sensing anything like that, okay? But again, you go on your trip and you have good intentions, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for you. You have a big task ahead, Ella, but it's all for the greatest things, the greatest reasons. This is why, you know, you guys got to stop looking at these relationships or whatever you went through with people as a waste of time. I'm sure if you think about it, you can always say, I learned something, you know, I learned something. Okay. Let me go over here. Okay, I am on Janet. Then again, Yelina, Yeshika, Drishti, Garima, Bianca, and then Nat. Okay, Janet. Okay, J Goddess. What do I need to know about the connection with me and Crush? With me and Crush on RS? What does that mean? Sorry, is your crush's initials RS? Is that what you mean? You're welcome. Okay, perfect, J Goddess. Thank you for clearing that up so quickly. Okay. Let's bring forth the messages that J Goddess needs to hear and not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. What does she need to know about the connection with her crush? You don't have to worry about the initials, but what does she need to know about that connection with her crush? Wow, okay, it's mutual. It's mutual. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, that Ace of Swords sitting underneath, it's absolutely mutual. Okay, I have a question before I proceed. Does this person have a girlfriend or a wife? Before I proceed. Because something's in the way here. Does this person have a girlfriend or a wife? Because there's an obstacle. I just, if it's not, I think he's married, yeah. This is a bit unfortunate. This is kind of like really sad in a way because the connection is there, but your person, I don't know if they don't give you much, like they don't give you much. Like, I don't know if it's in the way of signals or feedback or, you know, because, you know, listen, I think they're like a good person. I think they would never compromise the connection with, you know, the person that they're with. They are being represented by a Queen of Cups. Now, that could be their wife, but it could also be that this person's feeling a very psychic and deep connection. And there is love, J Goddess. This is not just about like, I think you're hot. No, this person has feelings. It's just, it's a bit tragic. It feels tragic because I feel like what comes around this connection, even if I'm thinking about you and I'm them, I also think about how bad I'm being, you know? This is a type of card of manipulation. It's a card of like, I feel like when I think of you, I'm also being a bad person by thinking of you, you know? Because I shouldn't be thinking of you, but whatever they feel for you is kind of a lot stronger than what they have with the wife, but they do love the wife. It's just with you, it's a bit different. You know, I can see it here with the Six of Cups, you know, your encounters, you know, whatever, baby, stolen glances, I don't care. It's just, it's a lot more hotter. Okay, it's a little bit more hotter. It's a little bit more like, whew, you know, like what was that, you know, than what they ever felt with the wife. So this is a bit tragic for me. I don't see anything like developing between the two of you than what you have already right now because of these obstacles. Okay, there are obstacles. I guess I want to ask another question as well too. Do you work together? Do you work together? I just want to get that off the table as well too, because I'm sensing more than one obstacle, not just the wife. I don't know. Yes, met him through work. Yeah, this is a problem. Give me more on this connection. Whatever you want to bring forth, Spirit. Okay, they think a lot about what it would be like to be, you know, on a date with you. This person is, you know, with this card, I'm getting a lot of like what it would be like if they could, but it's kind of like a coulda, woulda, shoulda, like what's the point, you know, kind of thing I'm feeling. But I feel like they would love to court you, date you, meet up with you outside. They think a lot about the two of you, what it would be like if you were alone. Like, what would that be like? But also, what are you like? You know, like, what are you like? What would you say? What would you wear? Like, I don't know. Give me more. Travel, distance, boundaries, far apart, and getaway. So I'm going to read this card as I feel like there's a lot of space between you. It's like a lot of like off limit type thing with the boundaries. Let's get one more. Friends, acquaintance, trust, support, and loyalty. So maybe that's what is also here. This was on the bottom as well too, you know, with the mask. I think this person wears a false mask or tries to put on a mask around you. Like, you know, like what I said before, I don't think they give you much. King of Cups can be very passive, okay, about how he feels. He's a really good, he can downplay things. He can be fake, okay? He can be fake. But whatever he does, whatever way he acts, it's a facade, okay? I think he conceals a lot of his feelings, which, you know, we understand. We see it here, what's going on. But I think this is also about being an acquaintance, you know, you're an acquaintance, but there's a lot that they don't know. So your person has a lot of curiosity as to kind of who you are, like on a deeper level. Like, I don't know how they, what they can get around you. Maybe it's just like, again, a glance. I don't know. But it's like, there's a lot of thinking of what you're like underneath all that, or when they get, you know, if they were to be closer to you, like, who are you? What do you like? What would you like? You know? But again, I'm going to be very honest here. I don't see at this moment in time anything culminating from this, because we can't. But if they weren't with someone, I think they would definitely approach you. They think you're very beautiful. They think you are, you got good energy. I think they like the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. But they want to learn a lot about you with the Page of Swords. They want to learn a lot about you. I wouldn't be surprised if this person's even trying to find you online or something, just to see what, you know, what you're about, because they're very curious about that. So yeah, like, to wrap up this reading, they definitely feel the attraction back. It's definitely mutual, but we've got another female in the way. I don't want to be rude to her. I don't want to call her like she's in the way, but she's there. She's there. Okay. And I don't think your person's going to step out aside from her. I don't think he would do that. I don't think he really wants to do that, but he's very curious about you. You've got his attention. You're piquing his curiosity, okay? And whatever you do experience with him, with the Six of Cups, he enjoys those moments. They're very heartwarming. So anytime you are, you know, I don't care how dry the interaction is. There's momentum in it for them, okay? But in the same breath, with the Seven of Swords, they are a little guilty for feeling. They feel guilty about feeling what they feel, which is good. It tells you they're a good person, because if they didn't feel any guilt, then, you know, that's character. And I don't care how attracted to you are to somebody, you don't start doing stuff like that, okay? I mean, I personally wouldn't find a guy attractive if he was willing to, you know, cheat on his girlfriend because he felt something for me, you know, like, no, we're not going to do it that way, okay? So this is what I'm getting for you. This is what I'm getting for you. Yeah, you'll have to see how things go. I'm just not picking up anything long term or some turn of events where they're going to step towards you. This could stay, like, this could be distance. This could stay within, like, boundaries, okay? You're welcome. Okay, just going down the line again. So now I'm on Yelina, then Yashika, then Drishti, then Garima, then Bianca, and then Nat Hughes, okay? So, hi, hon. I definitely don't want chaos in my love life. If I turn down the man who comes back, will there be someone who will be more aligned, emotionally, self-aware, healed, high vibed? What sort of timeline will that be? Okay. I'm going to be very honest. Like, when I'm channeling, I don't always remember what I said before. So I can't even fully remember your reading. But I will ask the cards these questions, okay? So let's bring forth the messages that she needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. So she wants to know, if she turns down the man who comes back, will there be someone who will be more aligned, emotionally, self-aware, healed, etc.? Okay, so that's like a for sure yes, but let's just get more. Huh, there's your chaos card. There's your card representing chaos. Well, don't you want a lot? Okay, no problem. The cards know what you want. Don't worry. Spirit knows what you want. So yeah, absolutely. This is, so listen, I don't know that, you know, like, okay, listen, there's kind of two answers to this. You could do what you feel guided to do. You could choose to reject this person, but actually you could be doing yourself a disservice because you could actually learn more by going through what you go through with them. Whatever you end up going through with them, it's a chance to sharpen your skills. Now you could be like, that sounds really messed up. I know, these things do. No one ever wants to hear that a bad experience, what looks like a bad experience, is not really actually helping us, okay? Or you could choose to, you know, surpass or, you know, pass them up, okay? Say no with the Seven of Wands. You're like, nope, can't come near me. Absolutely not. What this is encouraging you to do, first and foremost, with the High Priestess, is do what you feel guided to do in that moment. Do not listen to me. That's what they're saying. Do not listen to me. High Priestess, you have it all within you. You will be able to get a sense of what you need to do. But I'm telling you, there could be something about this person. If you do choose to kind of experience what you want to experience with them, it could help you work on something. And if you're wondering what, Eight of Swords, it could be like, I mean, Eight of Swords is like a card where it's like we've got something to heal. It could be like a card of like working through what keeps us kind of like from moving forward. But regardless, you're gonna get whatever you need to get in the future. You will be fulfilled, but through the chaos is how you will be fulfilled. So we have to change the way we look at the chaos, because the chaos is actually what's bringing you, with the Queen of Wands, closer to what you want out of life, which is this beautiful connection, okay? Passionate, all that stuff you mentioned, okay? I can't answer the wealthy thing. I'm not saying that, you know, you should go with anybody, but I don't feel guided to talk about, you know, how much money someone has, okay? But you will be fulfilled. So you have, with this reading, choices, and they are encouraging you to make them based solely off of how you feel, not what I've said. But both pathways will benefit you. Both pathways will benefit you. Give us a card for the path of choosing that person, or experiencing whatever she needs to experience with that person. Give us a card for choosing to bypass him and not experience whatever she needs to experience with him. So we've got, if you choose to experience what you do experience, you've got stringing you along, okay? So the stringing you along makes me feel like there's something I feel like that's been lurking in the background. That's something you need to, I don't know, fix or heal or something. That person could help you. I feel like attempt to work on this. If you choose to bypass it, you could be, with the card, sugarcoating things, which means maybe keeping one eye closed and deciding that we're not going to look at what we need to look at. So you see how these cards are a bit, you know, this is why I always tell people, be careful with what you're asking, because it may not be so black and white. Do you get where I'm going? Just give me a moment. I'm just going to get my phone because I'm getting kind of tired now. And I think I'm going to have to close this thing down. So if anybody wants to get in right now, please do so. But I'm going to close this thing down because I get very tired very quickly for reading for this much people. Yeah, you have to be really careful with what you're asking, because the cards sometimes could give you a very different answer than, you know, just wanting a direct answer. Do you get where I'm going? Could be really weird sometimes, like, okay, I just had to do that. So yeah, like it's kind of like, what I would say is leave the reading and just move forward with life. And, you know, when it comes to that, you know, just have faith that you'll make the best decision. But I want to be very honest with you. Both paths are, Jesus, what's the word? Both paths are going to benefit you. So let's change the way we look at chaos, kind of thing. Okay? But this is up to you. And Spirit's on board with whatever you want. So you just have to wait for that moment and say, okay, how do I feel? How do I feel? Okay. Yeshika. Oh, Yeshika, you didn't put your question, hun. Put it in. I'm wanting to learn more about the new energy rather than the past. Got it. Yeah, it's your choice. You have free will. I'm not expecting a relationship or even a friendship from this person, but I get the feeling he can really teach me something. That's a really good question, Yashika. That's a really good question. How can you get better prepare yourself? Okay, let's bring forth the messages that Yeshika needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Guys, I will try to do this more often. I'll try to do it like on a weekend versus a weekday. That actually works better for me, actually, to be honest. So just make sure that you're setting your notifications for my channel to all. Guys, you don't understand. Like, you will not get notified of my reading unless you have that all thing on. Like, even in my own YouTube channel, I'm like, why am I not getting the videos of the people I'm subscribed to? Like, why is YouTube doing this? Like, why can't you just press subscribe and get the notification? Like, why do you have to press all? But yeah, you will not be notified of these lives unless you do so, okay? How can Yashika be better prepared? Or how can she better prepare herself to meet this person? And I do remember your reading. So don't worry, I do remember. Okay, so wow, this is cool. This is really cool, what I'm seeing here. Okay, so this is a lot about you here. A lot about you. Okay, you may not want to hear this. Think about everything. Okay, if I was to ask you, if I was to sit down with you, Yashika, and I would say to you, what has turned your heart black? Okay? What has turned your heart black? What is something in your life that you're blocking out or trying your best not to deal with? That's what you need to do. Okay, you need to look at those things in order to prepare yourself to meet this person. And I'm talking about the family stuff. I'm talking about the family stuff. Now, this is not about talking to them again. This is about releasing what has happened. Now, this is a bit tricky for me as a reader to talk about because I feel like you're going to say, yeah, I did release them. I did, you know, like, but something makes me feel like not entirely. Not entirely. There is something emotional that needs to be released with you. You have, with the Queen of Swords, your heart is tight on something. Something that happened in childhood. And don't start writing too much here. It's not anybody's business, okay? It's not anybody's business to know, you know? I just feel like there's a ton of focus, like you need to focus, you know, and have like self-evaluation. Like we need to spend a lot of time figuring out what happened here, especially in childhood. But your heart, it's like there's some area of your heart, they're showing me your heart. There's some corner of your heart that is off limits. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm seeing what I'm seeing here. They're actually showing me someone's heart, and it's like a compartment. Like, it's like there's a section with like a, and it's like, oh my, it's closed off. It's closed off. You see this person that we're talking about, this other person, the man, he has, he's very aware. His personality, he's very aware. He is, he can sniff out, like, he can see right through you when you meet him. He can see you, and it's gonna hurt him somehow. There's something closed off, and it's like it's gonna hurt him. He's gonna sense it. He's gonna sense it about you, and he's not gonna want you like that. He's gonna want you healed and open for him. He's very deep. He's very deep. He's a lover. This guy's a lover. He's a lover. He wants to love all of you, but he doesn't want you to have any off limits. He doesn't want any part of you to be off limits. And he's not like your average man. He can see. He can read a person like that, and he will see right through you. I'm not saying you're not working on this. I think you are, but emotionally, something I feel like we need to have a breakthrough. Give me more. It was on the bottom. Do I need to say any more? Intense shadow work needs to be. It's crazy because I feel like if you look at this right here, right, this is also like happening near the heart area as well too. And we've got the road rage. So it's like with the handcuff, there's something I feel like that has you chained. Like, I'm trying to use these words symbolically. There's something, it has you hostage. Like, I don't know if maybe you haven't figured it out completely, but that's okay. But as you work on it, you will release yourself. It has you, it holds you. It holds you. It has you chained. It's like something I'm trying to figure out, but I feel like it always holds me. It has a hold of me. You have to release something. Okay? And I don't need to know the specifics of what it is that you need to release, but there's something. Because this man, he wants to love all of you. He doesn't want any part of you to be off limits. It will hurt him. Wow. Okay, I don't think I have anything more to say. I actually feel like I lost time when I was reading for you. How long was I here? Like, I feel like I left and came back or something. Like, that was deep. That was deep. I feel like I literally went somewhere and came back. Okay, that's all I have for you, Yeshika. Wow, okay. I really think, Yeshika, that was the man talking, to be honest. Like, I feel like it was his oversoul. I don't think, I think the reason why I felt like I left because I think it was him. I think I was just being channeled or used. I don't think it was me talking though. I think it was them channeling through me. That's why I felt like I left and came back. That was weird. Oh wow. Okay. Let's move forward here. Oh, we got another person. Okay. Readings are now closed, guys. Please do not send money. I will take this person who just sent me money, Jen C, Gen. But after that, please, no more. I'm really drained already. Whoa, Drishti, what did you write me here? Hi, Chitra. I'm at a point in my life where I'm feeling really unsure about what to do next. I've been working on a business that I really believe in. I know I'll work out in the long run, but I have no idea how long it will actually take to grow. Why are we focusing on this? And because of that, I need to find a way to support myself financially in the meantime. I just got into a top tier college. Wow, congrats. And now I'm trying to figure it out if I should go ahead with it and work on the degree. I could tell you right now, intuitively, absolutely. Absolutely. Work on the degree while continuing to build my business on the side. Or maybe I should apply for a job instead and support myself financially. Also wondering if this degree is even the right one for me or if it should look into something else. This is a lot of questions, Drishti. A lot of questions. Let's bring forth the messages that Drishti needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. I'm going to have to draw one card for all these questions. Should she go ahead and attend school while working on her business on the side? Okay. It could be a lot. It could be a lot, but let's get a clarifier. It could be, you know, with this Queen of Pentacles on the bottom as well too. You know, you could be, you know, listen, I don't want to sugarcoat this. You could, it's going to be a lot of work. There's no way around this. I don't care what you're doing. Even if you're going and getting a job, you doing the job and working on the side, this is going to be a big responsibility regardless. Okay. Like you have to know what you're taking on. I think you know that, that's why you're asking. But regardless, if you do a job and do the side business or you go to school and do the side business, this is going to be a lot to take on. But with the Hermit, you can do it. Okay. Should she apply for a job instead of going to the college? You see, these kind of questions, you have to be very open because this is also talking about a yes. So like you have to be careful because what if I get yes for everything, you know? This is why at the end of the day, you're going to have to make your own decision. Getting the job will move you a little bit out of troubled waters, as in financially, it could, okay? Is this degree even the right one for her? It says no. It could be a very competitive field in which maybe the people are not so nasty, not so nice. I don't know. I don't know if it's competitive. You know, maybe this is not something you want to get into because it's dark, has some sort of darkness around it. Should she just focus on the business full time by itself? That would be delusional. That would be delusional to do that. So from what I can see here, you could go to school and do the side business, but it would be very chaotic, but you could handle it. You could also get the job. The job looks a little bit better because I feel like, you know, you will be able to save yourself more because obviously the job, you know, you make money. If you are to just look at this career choice, it could be very dark or, you know, competitive, and maybe that's not the route you want to be in. You'd rather be in something a little bit more, you know, friendlier, not as competitive. Should you just focus on the business by itself? No, absolutely not. Because it's just like you would be delusional if you think that you could do that. It would be delusional to think that you could just do that, because then I think what the reason for that is you need the money. Okay. So out of all these questions you've asked me, I think the best route to do is, but like, don't listen to me. Okay. Do not ever make decisions based on a tarot reading. You do what you feel guided to do. And the Hermit's telling you that. Okay, Drishti? You have to ask yourself how you feel about this career choice. What are the reasons why you're getting into it? Okay? Maybe if you need money right now, that college thing can kind of wait until you get your footing. Maybe if you need to pay bills, you would think, yeah, I got to pay bills. That's what is the important thing here. But to just do one thing alone, I'm sorry, I can't give the stamp of approval on that. Should I apply for other programs? Okay, this is a lot of questions, Drishti. Yeah. I've answered like 4 or 5. So I'm going to say the full-time job and then the side business. Okay? Because if you apply for other jobs, other programs, are you going to be able to pay your bills? That's the question. You've got Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Right now, finances need to be a focus. Okay? Okay, but nothing's set in stone, you know? So if you are like, as long as I get a job after, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know, that's down the road and nothing is ever guaranteed. You know, we're just living life and trotting along and just trying our best to, you know, like, you know, when you like attempt to do something, you can't have, I don't know. You know, I'm kind of taking on a project right now. I'm starting a project right now. I'm not ready to talk about it, but like, I'm not going into it with any expectations. I'm just going to try to do it, you know, try my best to do the best I can. And, you know, like, just see what happens. You know, if it doesn't, you know, work, then I just don't ever do it again. You know, I don't know how to answer that. Okay. But I've answered like three or 4 questions here. You can't just do the business alone. Okay. The best route is to, get some sort of an income and do the business on the side. Okay. And please just, I don't want to be rude or anything, but don't send anything because I'm closed right now. I just cannot do any more readings. Okay. I'm on Garima. Guidance on whether I should pursue a full-time master's program this year or continue building my business, especially since there's already momentum there. While the program would add to my credentials, I'm not sure if the best course of action right now, or should I do it at a later stage? Okay. Let's bring forth the messages that Garima needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Guidance on pursuing a full-time master's program this year. Okay, this is like multiple questions as well, so we'll have to do one card. Okay, guidance on whether she should pursue a full-time master's program this year. Okay, that's a yes. Or continue building her business. Give me more on that. Should she do this program at a later stage? No. Okay, regardless of what you choose, you're going to be overwhelmed, okay? Overwhelmed, tired. This is just what it is when you're building yourself. Now, what I will tell you is that you should definitely go for the master's program. This is a very bright path that you can take. When it comes to your business, people will be there, okay? People will be there. They will, like, it's kind of interesting with the 4 of Swords because I don't think you need to give as much life with the 4 of Swords to this, and the people will show up. So it does give you the energy to attempt this master's course. So I would say, obviously, at the end of the day, you do what you feel guided to do, but this could be a very bright path for you. You're welcome, Drishti. This could be a very bright path for you with the master's degree. Don't worry about your business. People will come. Oh my God, are they really getting me to say this? If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. Your business actually doesn't look like it requires too much because like I think you said here, there's already momentum there. Yeah, the cards are agreeing. So, you know, you're asking if it would add to your credentials, I guess, but like this could be a very bright and sunny path for you. So I'm going to say attempt the full-time master's program and continue your business. I don't feel like a later time would be best. I feel like now is the time, especially with the sun. Okay? That's kind of interesting that where I shoved these cards because it says here, plant the seed. Plant the seed, okay? Now is the time to plant the seed, not later. Not later, okay, Garima? Okay, I'm on Blanca. I am interested in a Virgo that I met at the gym, but he's married and has stopped communication. We had a strong connection. Nothing physical happened. I told him how I felt and he didn't tell me how he felt. Will he return? Should I let him go or should I let him go? What's coming for me next in love? Okay, these are a lot of questions. It's supposed to be just, you know, for one. I'll try to see what I pick up, but let's bring forth the messages that Blanca needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear, and let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Now, Blanca, you know, I don't know if, I think they're your guides, but they're telling me you got to forget this guy. Just the fact alone that he's married and the fact that, you know, like, you definitely need to let him go, okay? We'll get one card on him. I would rather read for what's coming next in love because I think you want somebody who's available, okay? And I think, you know, anyone would agree with that, okay? Not only that, he's a Virgo, you're not going to get much out of him anyways. Even if he wasn't married and he was feeling you, they take time to open up. So I don't know. If you're more of a communicative person, the Virgo may not be the best suit for you, you know, the best person. But let's get one card on him about, you know, like, should she let this Virgo man go? He's married. He's married, a 10, absolutely. Absolutely. He's got something with someone else, okay? I would rather just read on what's next for you in love. Business does require work. Just that master's program will take all bandwidth, I fear. I know. But the Garima, it looks so good. The sun, you couldn't get a better card, you know? This could be what really sets you off, you know, on your path. So I don't know. But like the card said, regardless, you're going to be tired. So depends on what you want, I guess. So anyways, Blanca, absolutely, you need to let him go. It's a 10. And it's also showing that he's, you know, married, okay? Let's find out what's coming next for you in love. I think that's what's most important. Look at this. Even this is like move forward, you know? Move forward. Next in love. Okay, so I see somebody coming online. I see somebody, nothing really too serious. I'm not going to lie here, okay? I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I see the potential for someone. The problem is he's a bit too, oh man, he feels dry to me. He doesn't feel like someone I feel like I'm going to feel that comfortable around because he's just not expressive. But I see the option to meet someone online, either that or, you know, with the world card out in public somewhere, who cares where. He's coming into your life, but I want you to be very careful around this person because he may have some intentions for you that are not long term, and it could be very confusing as to, it just doesn't match up with what you want. Give me more on this guy. Okay, so I'm thinking here with the legal matters, we've got a karmic, more, finances, money problems, work, material things, success, more, divine timing. Okay, you know, I'm sorry this doesn't look better. I think he is someone we're paying off karmic debt, but he could also be going through some sort of like a divorce, or maybe he's just, I don't know, a hot mess. Who knows? Maybe there's also financial problems. Maybe finances will be an issue. Maybe this is what he's working towards in his life, which keeps him away from you, right? Because sometimes people will stay away from you or not have time for you because they're building their life. Now, you got the card of divine timing. This could be in regards to him that it is the wrong timing, okay? Or it's going to be a stalemate. But this could also point to the fact that, you know, there could be somebody out there for you. It's just not the time right now, okay? Give me one more card on this divine timing. Yeah, it's just not the right time. Right now is like a planting seed time. Could be, you know, things need to be worked on within your life, or, you know, we're not quite there yet to meet somebody. But to wrap up this reading, a couple things. When it comes to the guy at the gym, this Virgo man, you absolutely need to forget about this. According to the cards, okay, with the 10. He's married, he's someone else's, okay? He's very also heavily invested in this partnership, because this 10 of Pentacles doesn't just talk about, it could have been a 10 of Cups, right? Or a 10 of Wands, but this is a 10 of Pentacles. So he will never leave his partner, because it's probably going to cost too much as well too. That's also an indicator of that. Is there anybody else coming? Yes. Okay, but he could be a bit of a lesson. Even this Page of Swords tells me that. And you could meet online or, you know, in public. But he's got a lot going on. Maybe he doesn't have time for you. Could be very into his finances. But don't worry. Don't get discouraged. It doesn't mean that there's not somebody out there for you. Okay? Sorry if that wasn't better. It is what it is. Okay, so we're at Nat now. Reading for Natalie. My question is, what does he like about me? His initial is B. What does B like about Natalie? Let's bring forth the messages she needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Hi, I'm nervous. Don't be nervous. What does B like about Natalie? Okay, you're coming across as really cute. Okay, really cute. I don't know if it's the way that you express yourself. I don't know if it's the way that you just like, I don't know how I'm going to explain this because I can see it, but I don't know how to put it into wording. You have like a sweetness to you, but there's a way that you excuse yourself. I don't know how to explain it. like I think you could be quite like funny, but like it's the way you excuse yourself. Like they really like it's the way you express yourself, but also the way that you excuse yourself. Like I don't know, but it's just like it's a very lightness. Like they feel like when they are around you or when they talk to you, it feels like you know how to create this lightness. It's not so heavy. So I don't know if you tend to be like it's a bit humorous, but it's also just really like you're just positive. Like you're just like always in a good mood, or you know, I can just, you know, like when I'm around this person, it just feels light. You know how to make things light. And sometimes what you talk about, like how much do you talk a lot to this person? Like how much do you interact with this person? Because there's a lot in regards to interaction. So if you tell me that okay, if you tell me that you're not really like interacting with this person a lot, I would be kind of like surprised, because there's a lot in regards to interaction, but it's also like there's also something about your walk too, like the way you walk. Okay, I just saw like the way you put your hair behind your ear. Like I don't know what this is. It's like your mannerisms are adorable. Like you're giving me Sagittarius energy. I'm not saying you're a Sagittarius, but you're giving me that Sagittarius that's like light. And I can rely on you to like always be the same way every time. It's not like you're giving me hot and cold. Like you feel trustworthy, but you also know when to back off. So you don't come on strong. You are like every guy's dream with this personality. I do have to say, you're like every guy's dream. Oh my God. We don't really talk about it, but I talk a lot and we know each other. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's refreshing, you know, like, and you're just always the same way. Like you're stable in your energy. Like you're like, you know, because some people, like, especially men, it's just like if you kind of make them feel like they have to constantly read you, they may not want to engage with that. You could come across as too much work, you know? But it's like with you, it's always the same. Like I can always rely on that girl to be herself, be who she is, and just be like stable. Like, and she has her own life too. Like you come across as somebody who has their own life. You know, it's like you don't even need somebody. Like you don't even need me. She wouldn't need me, you know, like she could do her own thing. She has her own life. Like these types of things. Give me more. Spiritual support. Ooh, what the heck? I don't know. Like, before I talk, I just want to get more. Yeah. Okay, more. I need more on this card, the spiritual support. Okay, listen, he feels very connected to you. He feels like spirit would support this, but he's not going to say it like that. Is it a he? Oh yeah, you said he, okay. He doesn't really tell me how he feels yet. That's why I was nervous. Okay, he feels like the universe would support this connection, or it's like you kind of hit all of the like the check-offs. Like, you know, it would probably be a really beautiful connection, and he wouldn't have to worry about much if he was to be with you. It was clarified by a 4 of Wands. So I'm going to say this. I don't know what is going on with him in person, but you know, this is the one card. Okay. I'm not saying that you're the only one or that you'll only ever be the only one to him, but you're giving him that vibe. Like she could be like, I would look at her like she would be the one, you know, his spiritual support team is telling him that. Now, the skating on thin ice is kind of cool too, because even though you represent all these things that I just said, he does also think you have a backbone and that you wouldn't accept shit, okay? Like you got a high respect for yourself. You know, you don't seem like someone who would just, you know, go with anybody or, you know, support anyone who's not good to you. And then you've got this other card with you will win in the end. So you come across as a winner. Okay? Definitely. Like within your own life. Like I just said, you've got your own thing going on. You kind of are seeming like you're in a good space. You're a high achiever, you know, you're goal oriented, like you get up in the morning and you'll go do what you got to do type of thing. Do you get where I'm going? So this is nothing but positive. Like I really don't think I feel here like I would say if there was some things, but I'm getting a very friendly personality here. I'm not even getting the hot and cold or like the resistant type. I'm not getting that. Yes. Oh my God, we have a deep spiritual connection and this resonates so strongly. Yeah, I'm not getting anything else. Because you know how sometimes people have their, you know, their good things and their bad things? I'm not really feeling like this guy would feel like there's anything really wrong with you or like, okay, she's this, but she also has this, you know? I'm not getting that. The only thing I can see here is that, you know, like you're not going to take crap, okay? Like I think it's ha 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 until it's too far and then like you'll say something. But with the King of Pentacles, you know, this is a person I feel like who's very protective of you, over you. Like he may not have expressed it, but I'm telling you, if there was a situation in person where your life was in danger, this guy would step in front. I'm telling you, this guy would step in front. Like he would bust the guy up, okay? Thank you. Oh God, I'm so happy. Yes, I'm perfect. I agree. You're so funny. Yeah, but this guy would fight like something like for you, okay? He would want to protect you. It would be an instinctual thing. So I'm not sure what's going on with you guys, but this looks really good. So I don't know. I don't know what's stopping, you know? But we're not here to read on that today. But this is what I'm getting, okay? See, there was no need to be, you know, nervous. Okay, I do get that. He's a Scorpio. Ooh, good for you. I can't stand them. Not my cup of tea, but I could see the mysteriousness, why he may be that way. They don't act quickly. They're not the type. They like to watch, you know, observe. Okay, I'm on Jen, Gen. Can you confirm if you're in the chat, if you're a female or a male? And just put like female, male, so I know. Hi, Chitra. My question, what can I expect next in my love life, please? Oh, you're crying? Don't cry. Okay, Jen, Gen, if you're there, please confirm if you're a male or a female. Haha, I'm female. Oh, yeah, I'm female. Okay, good. Perfect. So let's bring forth the messages that Jen needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Next in love life, please. I have a interesting male coming up around you who I don't feel like is very nice. I don't feel like he's a part of your future. I feel like he's a part of your past. Not a nice man, okay? Not a nice man. Can you just confirm for me that that doesn't resonate with you or that does? Like, is there someone in your past, just recent past, who was not very nice to you? Like this is somebody who could have cheated on you, lied, you know? I need to know because listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I need to know if he's coming or if he's in the past. I can't tell right now. Give me more on love life, please. That doesn't ring a bell. Okay. Okay, give me a moment. Okay. No, I understand a year ago, but still, I'm just curious. how did he treat you? It doesn't matter if it was a year ago. How did he treat? Yeah, he kind of lied. Yeah. Okay, listen. You're moving to better. You're moving to a better timeline. I do see, I think this is someone from your past who lied. I feel like he pretended to be like someone who wanted to give you something, but really it was shit. Okay. It was not what he did not fulfill what he said he was going to fulfill. Okay. He treated you well. I can see that with the Two of Cups. I can see that. Like, he didn't fulfill what he said he was going to fulfill. And that Five of Swords is definitely a lying card. Now, I do feel like you are headed in a better direction because we've got a wedding here. So I don't know how in the immediate future this is going to be. I'm not seeing anything in regards to that. But I think here they're kind of interweaving both of these connections in the spread. Like, they could have just told you about your future, but they didn't. They want to talk about the past. And I don't know if this person acted in a way where, you know, they were jealous or, you know, unhappy, or, you know, they thought the grass was greener somewhere else, or they kind of ghosted you or treated you at times like, you know, they ignored you, they rejected you. But you need to know that this helped you grow. Whether that be that you wanted to kind of like decipher what you preferred, that you didn't prefer this, you preferred something better. But it's leading you to a wedding with someone else. There is, I feel like, going to be a fulfillment, but I am going to say another thing, okay? Yeah, grass is greener. He went back to his ex. I'm going to tell you something. Make sure nobody ever treats you like this again. What I mean by that, if there are red flags or if someone's starting to behave in a certain way at the beginning, say something. Say, no. I've dealt with this before. I'm not dealing with it again. Make sure, because we want you to get to the wedding. We want you to make it to the wedding. So please, in the meantime, until the wedding appears, that person that you could actually see yourself with, be careful with these scenarios again. I have this feeling something may repeat itself. Something may repeat itself before you meet the person you're supposed to have a wedding with, okay? I'm saying that very, very symbolically, okay? Like your partner, the person you're supposed to be with, the one forever, okay? Whatever, union, okay? You may stumble upon a few tests, but I think you're going to ace them. But just be careful, because I feel like we may repeat something with another person who is very much like this one, but you will need to see something. You will need to see something. When you see something, you need to say something, or you need to say, hey, this is not for me. Okay, I don't know what you mean by a third love bomber. I don't know what you mean, but I know what that means, but I'm not talking about that. I'm saying someone who's very similar to this guy. Make sure you stop it in its tracks immediately. Okay? Now, nothing's ever a waste of time. Everything is always preparing you, you know, in life to get you to the next step. But I'm just saying, there's a lot coming out here in this, okay? You are getting that there's going to be someone that, you know, you will have a partner, you will have a wedding, but something about this ex, there could be a repeat. So just make sure you keep your eyes peeled, okay? You're asking me what's next in love. These are the things that, you know, Spirit wants you to know about, okay? That World card, something could repeat. There could be a test that you don't fall for this again. Because something tells me here that when you were with this ex, you could have let something slide. Spirit doesn't want you letting anything slide, okay, anymore. You've moved past this. You're done. I've had 2 love bombing people who acted serious and then reverse tracks. They were very similar. Yeah, this could repeat, okay? Sometimes, often, until we need to learn the lesson, we will keep meeting the same person through different people. But don't worry about that. You will meet your person, okay? You're just getting ready for them. and what you're getting to see through these other people, I don't know. I don't have all the answers for you. You have to live your life. It could be that it's, again, to, you know, experience boundaries or learn boundaries or learn, you know, to see the signs, you know, et cetera, et cetera. What I don't prefer, what I do prefer. You get where I'm going? Okay, heard loud and clear. But Jen, I just want you to know, regardless of what I've picked up here, you will have a wedding with someone. Okay, there will be marriage. There will be this forever option for you, a union, and this person will be the right one. You will not be married to any of these other types of characters I've been picking up. You are inching closer towards the real deal, the good person, okay? So just be hopeful and don't take it like when you see these things coming in, like you're doomed or anything. You're not, okay? Because we would not have got this card. You're just working on things right now. And these people are helping you to work on certain things. Okay. So this is what I'm getting. All right. Let me just make sure that no one else paid because I hope nobody did. This thing has been shut down for a while. It's always important that you pay attention to the pinned comment at the top. Okay, perfect. So no one else has paid. Thank you to everyone who has been here. I will try my best to do this again on a weekend as opposed to a weekday. And I wish you all the best, as always. You take care.